tonight. Hold on a second. Okay. Somebody's got a wedding anniversary. They can't do it tonight. Tonight, we're looking at, now, John, you might want to control your volume. Look like you're having some issues there. We're looking at the big three craft beers. And what William meant, fix that problem. Thanks. What William Kepley meant by the big three was the three craft beers that sort of set the stage for the craft beer movement. Anchor Steam in 1971, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale in 1980, and Samuel Adams Boston Lager in 1984-85. I chose Boston Lager. Now I'm going to set up the chat here. Let's see if I can do that without my audio going wacky. I did try the audio on this format a few days ago and it worked. I'm just going to lower the thing here. Let's see here. Do that without my audio going away. I did try the audio. Okay, it sounds like it's working. We'll check on it. Carp Dian says hello. Eric Alliance fan says yo. You're invited, Eric. All right. So if John can get his audio fixed, you might want to try to feed it through Internet Explorer, and you might have success. I updated my Google Chrome, so it seemed like it, but it probably will deteriorate after 20 minutes. I can always jump off and jump back on. I think they're trying to correct the problem. It seems like it's sort of working now. They're kind of getting their feed, their audio problems fixed. I know Joe D did a hangout, and it was almost, you couldn't understand anything because I know who he was feeding it through, and it was a mess. All right, so well, today we could maybe do the big 5,000, right? Because it seems like every week there's 3 new big craft beers. So that's the state of the game right now. But let's tonight, and I guess William Kepley will join us. He's the one that conceived this idea. We'll look at the big 3 pioneer craft beers, right? Okay, so I have the Boston Lager 4.9%. I think it's what, 35 IBUs, something like that. Certified kosher. Best before July. What? Hey.
Oh, you get all beer down to Louisiana too. All right.
Hey, you ripped me off, Shell gas station. Okay, Eric. I'm gonna let Eric go first, and we'll try John, and then he might have to reroute it through Microsoft Edge Internet Explorer, which tends to alleviate the problems. Okay, it'll give you some instructions what to do. All right, go, Eric. You're up there.
As you can see from the image here, I have the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Now, 2 reasons I picked up the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, which is, as we all know, 5.6% alcohol by volume. This was packaged on the 21st of April, of all things. Go figure. And so, yeah, the 2 reasons I bought the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale was because of the store that I went to. I wanted to actually buy Anchor Steam to be kind of different than what's easy to find, and I didn't find that at the store I was at. And the other reason was, I believe, a 6-pack in Massachusetts where I live for the Boston Lager was $6 or $9.59. This was $9.39 a 6-pack. So I said, why not?
Here, I'll tell you my story real fast. I'm going to kneel down because I got tired of sitting, and I'll just change positions. Okay. I wanted to get Anchor Steam, but I couldn't find it. Shows you how far it's fallen off the radar. It used to be everywhere that sold craft beer. I said, well, so much for that. So then I said, I'll just get some Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Haha, nobody had it. I wasn't driving all over creation looking for it. So then I said, well, they usually have it singles at the gas station. No. No more cans. I was getting disgusted by this point. So finally, I went to Big River, the Shell gas station here. Well, we have 2 of them on this main highway, and then we have one on the north and south highway. And, well, No one cares about geography lesson. We have 4 main Shell stations here. They had a 6-pack and they sold me a single for $1.97. Well, that's high, you know, after tax. It's a ripoff, but you're paying the convenience of getting a single. I wish I had checked the date, but it still tastes fresh, you know. Smells good, caramel color, you know, caramel aroma, that hoppy, quintessential Samuel Adams hoppiness. Very malty flavor. I remember back in 1996, I had a friend. But he's still my friend. What am I saying? He says, Ronald, his name is Ronald too. He's like, I hate Samuel Adams Boston Lager. I hate that beer. And I was thinking, what's so bad about it? So then I tried it and I thought, why does he hate this beer? This beer is terrific. But he was used to drinking only Dixie and what else? He used to drink Dixie and Bud Ice. I don't know. Anyway, so I became a big supporter of Samuel Adams Boston Lager. Eric is rummaging through his hook chest right now.
Guys, how are you?
Eric, you're rummaging through your hook chest. I'm fine. So then I remember they had sort of a little scandal back in 1996, 97 where people started saying, it's not really a craft beer because almost all of it is contract brewed by people like Miller, you know, and I didn't really care personally, but people there always was a lot of animosity or some underlying animosity towards Samuel Adams, the Boston Beer Company, because of some of their practices, which were considered.
Jay, is that you say more towards Jim Cook or just, you know?
Yeah, kind of him. I read that book. I still have The Craft Beer Revolution. They talk about that now over 30-year running feud between him and some of the other craft brewers, and how they always accused him of being like a bad actor and stuff. I mean, look, I just drank the beer, all right? I mean, if it was contract brewed, fine. Now, I did have a little problem where they tried to make it look like it was handcrafted, this little boutique brewery. This little boutique brewery in Boston, Massachusetts, when most of it was done out at the big facilities. Oh well, it's kind of lost its cachet, I guess, with a lot of people. It's fine for me. I like to get their variety packs, you know.
Yeah, more people are concerned about the volume of beers that a brewery puts out than if it's really good or not.
Yeah, I never could really understand that whole idea about, well, if they put out a lot, then automatically I don't like.
So let me get this straight. If you have a job, you want your job to have little business so that you don't make any money, right? Don't you want your company to make as much money as possible so that you have a good, long-lasting career somewhere?
No.
That's just my thought on that.
No, then you're a capitalist.
I guess. Business, beer and business don't mix, right, to some people.
Yeah, right. Beer and business don't mix. How dare you mix beer with business? Hey, Jean-Pierre's got the pale ale. A few more things. So I always did like Samuel Adams. It's not like the greatest thing, their products, but they're nice. I mean, they're not too expensive anyway. Let's try, now Jean-Pierre, hold on. We're going to try John Anile again. And he's going to try to do his audio. If not, he might have to rewrap. John Anile. Oh, boy.
You're on mute, John.
John, can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
On mute. That's yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I as well chose the Boston Lager.
Nice.
Of the three, big three craft beers, the Samuel Adams Boston Lager is hands down my favorite. I think it's, you know, the perfectly balanced beer. So that's what I chose, was the Boston Lager.
And let me say this real fast. Hello, Eric, a Lions fan. Also, already said that to Eric. Hello, Adam Kennedy. He's drinking. Oh, he likes Founder's Doom. I like Doom too. My friend David didn't like it.
I'm looking for.
Audio sounds okay, right?
No, it doesn't.
deteriorating?
It sounds like you're talking through a steel fan.
Okay, I'm gonna jump off and come back on. So y'all keep talking here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I've
Is-
never had Founders Doom. Never had that one.
How's my audio, guys? Is it okay?
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
Fine. So the thing I wanted to mention about these original Craft 3 or Big Craft 3 is we have to remember historically in the United States what happened. I think it was in 1978 or 79. Jimmy Carter actually signed a bill into law that allowed for private citizens to homebrew beer. So what happened was in 1980, I think it was 1980. 1980 was when this homebrew recipe for Sierra Nevadas Pale Ale came out. And I guess Jim Koch's or Cook's grandfather had a recipe for the Boston Lager when he was brewing beer, and it was in a chest in his attic. Brewed, he thought it was pretty good, so he went around and tried to pitch the beer to various different bars. He finally got a bar to put his beer on the shelf on tap, and then it's kind of worked its way up to what you know now. Yep, he started literally on the streets in Boston. And the cool thing about Anchor was they were never really a craft beer brand, which I know I say cool here because they're been around since sometime in the 1800s, maybe the mid or late 1800s. And the Anchor Steam beer, which is also known as California Common for everybody else, that legal reasons, that beer came about because they brew a beer with ale yeast, but they cold lager it. Again, just like a lager, and that was just out of necessity, or it was brewed and stored the way that it was just because of poor refrigeration techniques in those times. So that's kind of why you got this hybrid ale and lager thing, which is sort of similar to cream ale, but it's just because of how it's stored. Just out of what's going on in technology. That's kind of why we have these steam beers or California Commons like we do now. So the cool thing about Anchor is they've been around for a long while, and they were the first one to kind of make really exotic, different kinds of beer styles in the 70s, and that's kind of what started getting people into different things.
Okay, a little backtrack real fast. What were you saying? You was talking about you never tried Doom.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
We talked about
I'm using
we
the
talked about the history of craft beer. Jimmy Carter signing a law in 1978 allowing home brewers to brew beer. And then you got this one that came out the following 2 years. And then Sam Adams took off after he was allowed to brew beer. And then it just spiraled from there.
right. And
Around forever making kind of craftier beers. So there you go.
yeah, 1971. You were saying you never tried Doom.
Never.
I just switched over to Internet Explorer because they're still having.
You do not ceiling fan.
Yeah, because you see Google Chrome, I think when a lot of people join, then it starts to deteriorate. When I did a solo examination yesterday, it was fine, There was no audio. I call it banjo, sound like a banjo.
I'm on Explorer too.
You're on Explorer too, huh?
Yeah.
See? And Joe D, he did a hangout 2 days ago. I can't remember what beer he was doing. I think it was Guinness Stout. And he sounded like ding, 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 ding the whole time. I said, oh, that's a shame. Yeah, it was a shame because he went on for like 30 minutes. And it was 30 minutes of twang, of digital twang, A few little things. Anchor Steam was just a regular old beer company like Dixie Brewing or
In the 1800s.
up until 1966. But then the company began to fail. And they basically went out of business and had one employee and had no production. And so they got bought out. Yeah, good idea. So they got bought out by this guy from the Maytag, the Maytag company and appliance companies.
Wow.
Yeah, so he bought them and he revitalized it and said, well, if we just make regular old beer, no one's going to care because everybody can buy that, and we can't compete with Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch or Miller or Schlitz. So they started making more craft style beer, although they did not use that term, in 1971. They made the Anchor Steam, and then they made the Liberty Ale in 1975, and then that remember the the Merry Christmas, Happy New Year beer. And then it just grew. And then, like you said, other people started jumping in the game, Sierra Nevada. And then Sam Cooke is saying, yeah, this looks like a good opportunity.
Yeah.
And so he did it. And also, I don't want to forget Boulder Beer Company. They were out there around 1979. They kind of like went under recently, but there were some early companies. And then it just, here we are today, right? So,
Yeah.
John and Neely,
But I
hold on. John and
I
Neely,
still-
John and Neely,
Yeah.
you've had the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale and the Anchor Steam already before?
Yeah, I've had all three. I prefer the Sam. I mean, I like them all. They're all excellent beers. You know, can't knock any of them, but the Samuel Adams is probably the most readily available here. It's also the best value here. The Anchor Steam and the Sierra Nevada are about $1 more for a 6-pack. So I went with the Boston Lager for price mostly, but I mean, I do enjoy it a little bit better as well because I find that it's a little less hoppy. I'm not a big hop head, and I find that the Samuel Adams is a little bit more balanced than the other two.
Hey, Eric. Well, that's fair. You may as well drink what you prefer, right? Eric,
absolutely.
I saw Boston Lager at Mathern's for $8.99.
Again, like I said, the Boston Lager in Massachusetts, and it's probably from where the actual brewery is. Maybe 35 to 40 minutes south of that, where I live in my town. But for some reason, Samuel Adams Boston Lager was 20 cents more than this. This was $9.39 for a 6-pack, and the other one was $9.59 for a 6-pack. So I said, obviously, I'm going to go get this.
I don't know.
For the value.
Yeah, you may as well. Right? But you're not going to go wrong with the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. But I got to tell you, I think Samuel Adams Boston Lager has a pretty good hop kick to it. I mean, it lives up. You know, it's got a hop character.
Yeah, it does. Compared
does.
to a lot of lagers.
30 IBUs.
Yeah. Now, after we let Jean talk, and we might have other people joining us, I don't know. One guy wanted to join, but he had his wedding anniversary. That was back. Who was that? That was one of the people we talked to a lot. So if you have a wedding anniversary,
That's a little more important, right? Yeah.
but you could tell your wife, look, we're gonna go out, baby, and have a good time. But how about if I do this hangout for a couple of hours? That man, no, maybe that wouldn't be a good idea. But you could try. All right, you might not have another wedding anniversary. Hey, go ahead, Jean, talk. I'm going to get more beer.
Yeah. I got tonight. I was trying to find. Actually trying to find Boston Lager, but I ended up getting Sierra Nevada. Paid $1.75 for the bottle. I bought 3, and this is going to be my second one I'm having right now. First time I had Sierra Nevada was back in, I would say, it's back in maybe early 2000 at that time, and I was living in Virginia at the time, and had it sporadically. But once didn't really delve deep into the research and what this beer was and in the history of this beer, knowing that it's, I guess you could say, the founding fathers or the founding family of the craft beer movement. This and Sam Adams, but yeah, I think this is a very probably one of the best, if not enjoyable beers out there, pale ale, and no reason why. I mean, it's just from 1980 when it made its debut, and it's still going strong all these years later. It's a solid pale ale. Nothing really bad about this at all. And again, at that time, distribution of this beer was very, again, it was in Virginia back in the early 2000s, so it was still trying to creep this way to the eastern part of, east of the Mississippi River. So it took some time, where Boston Lager, in my opinion, I think their distribution is 10 times better, and their beers are reasonably priced. So, but again, Sierra Nevada, just a fine beer, without question.
Yeah, but I will say this though. Holy smokes!
Okay, what's up? you got shorter. Okay.
I heard a bad echo, so I was letting Eric fix that. Eric's our technician. And he's
No
going to
offense,
moderate.
given or taken.
No offense given or taken. Well, maybe taken, but not given.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. But John Anile is pretty laid back.
Good.
Because some people in the beer world ain't too laid back. They're pretty uptight, as we've noticed over the years. But anyway. People say, well, your palate changed, but I don't believe it because, see, I find that I used to love Sierra Nevada Pale Ale a lot more than I do today. It seems like it's like dull today compared to what it used to be. And
It's
I
a bit more hoppy. It's a little more hoppy, I would say now.
I don't agree that it's ever been dull since I've had it.
To me, it used to have more of a like a vibrant flavor. What do you call that flavor? Like what do they say they add? You know how people add accent to their food, that monosodium glutamate to give it that
MSG.
Yeah, right. They call it that overall, like all around savory flavor. Yeah, it used to be more savory.
Yeah.
Now it's just like and I know my taste buds didn't change because Boston Lager still tastes good. No.
I think a lot of the time that these, and we've mentioned it before, and I know that I've mentioned it in prior examinations here, where a lot of the times I think what happens is you get brands like Sierra Nevada, and you get brands like the Boston Beer Company, Rogue, Anchor, maybe something like a Shiner Brewery, where their distribution and the amount of area that they cover is so wide that you never know if you're going to get a really fresh beer or one that's several months old. You just don't know that.
You're right.
So maybe their quality control for the freshness of their beers isn't as great as it should be. And that's maybe why we feel like there could be potentially a consistency issue from batch to batch.
Yeah, and I'm only going by what I taste. Now, it tasted so savory and wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah, years ago, and now it tastes. Oh well, I'll revisit it. Okay, I'll do a revisit.
Do you think maybe that craft beer quite potentially wasn't what it was back then, and all of a sudden, now that you've had so many other different beers, this one just can't compare to a lot of other beers anymore?
No, because like I just said, the Samuel Adams Boston Lager doesn't taste muted compared to 1996. It still tastes as wonderful as it did back then. I just drank it. Now, I had a problem with Samuel Adams Boston Lager from like 2014 to 2016. Remember, I was complaining that it had like a cornbread taste. But that cornbread is gone. They probably watched my videos and then made an emergency correction. So I understand that. I have another beer that's been crafted since 1955. This craft beer.
Is it Busch?
Yes. Yes.
That's crap. All right.
Hey, Bavarian beer.
Can't go one show without a lager from the United States. Nope.
It's craft in the sense that it's crafted, by machines and people pressing buttons. But how y'all like this 12-ounce bottle, huh?
Is it 12 or 11.2 ounces? I don't know.
Well, don't ever say
quite
11.2 in my presence. You know this is a 12-ounce bottle. Now, Eric, you want to do the chat?
Yeah, I can try to read some of the chat here. I'm on my phone, but I can.
Oh, I can do it. I can do it if you prefer. I'm looking right at it.
Sure. You know what? Sure. Yeah, that'll probably be easier right now.
And after you do this, I got a comment about these three beers.
Okay.
One of
Go
them,
ahead.
so.
All right, this ain't gonna take long. Adam Kennedy said, craft beers, I tend to go for the highest ABV. Anyone else with me there? No, I'm not there.
No, I'm not.
I would be drinking DKNL every day.
Hey, don't get me started on that beer, man. I'm obsessed with trying to get that one, man.
I got one in my fridge. If I'm paying more money for crafts, I want the 8.0 and above. Well, if that's what you like. Blacktail Tavern says Samuel Adams Boston Stock Ale is my humble opinion their best product. Ooh. I love their Boston Ale.
That's good, yeah.
You are correct about Jimmy Carter, about the only thing he did that was right. And he helped deregulate airlines and bus and train. So,
That's true, man.
and he said people should set their thermometer on their air conditioner at 78. And I agree with that. People waste a lot of money on air conditioning. Ryan, okay, Dylan Powers. What is all this noise? Damn. Dylan Powers, excuse my language. Dylan Powers says, Ron, long time no see. Hope you are doing well. Thank you, Dylan. And I am doing well. I can't complain. We had a good day at work today. Black Toe Tavern.
Uh-oh. What did Black Toe Tavern say? Uh-oh.
Jay's gone.
That's what he said. Jay's gone.
I will
Brought to you by
say,
Google.
right. I will say with these three beers, obviously, Eric and John, you would agree that that these beers, the Sierra Nevada and Sam Adams, I would say, are more readily available versus Anchor, because I could only find Anchor in maybe two stores, three stores in my area. Well, 5 stores in my area. Where Sam's in Sierra Nevada, Sam Adams Boston Lager is like on every grocery store anywhere. It's just 5 versus plus 5 or 10, whatever, in my city or maybe any city. And I think maybe that's just, was it by design? I don't know, but I think Anchor is a good beer. But as you said, Eric, I look at, is it really fair to call it a craft beer, knowing the time that beer has been around, going back to the 1800s, the steam beer, common beer? Is it fair to call it craft beer? Is it more like, put it on the same category with, Bud and, Yuengling because of because of its presence, where Sarah came out in 1980 and then, Sam Adams came out in 1984. I don't know. I know Prince Maytag, he's a legend, but, I just still look at him as been around with his. Well, I know he took over the company, when it was going through bankruptcy, I think in the 50s, or 60s, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, John,
Anchor.
I was going to say the Anchor Steam too is the hardest to come by in my area as well, and it is also the most expensive of the three. It's
right. Absolutely
it's
right.
Yeah, and that is a good point too. The fact that it's been around a lot longer. I mean, could you group it into, would you even consider it a craft beer anymore? Because it's been around for so long. That's a good point. I mean, it's been around. I mean, Budweiser and PBR and all these iconic brands have been around just, and they're not considered craft beers. They used to, at one point.
In 1877. Hey, but look, John, craft beer is a nebulous term. It means different things to different people, and it's not a legal term. I'm sorry I got knocked off. After all, I am using Internet Explorer, which is set, but I can play Defender, but I can't play Defender Stargate. All right. CS 1992 says Anchor Steam all day. JMH says Pyramid Outburst is my favorite craft beer. I've never had that. Eric Alliance fan says, Jean, don't bother with DKML. I'm going to say, Eric Alliance fan, you're wrong. You're wrong. And by the way, you're wrong. JMH.
Eric Alliance fan, where the heck are you?
Yeah, why are you not on this talking? JMH says craft beer is much better on tap than in a bottle. Oh, yeah, you can't. Y'all can fix that squeaky door later. You can't. You're not wrong about that. Adam Kennedy says, what are your favorite brewing craft companies for me to try? Everything. Just try everything. I don't really, people ask me that all the time, what's your favorite? And I say, I don't know. It's hard to say. There's so many good things. What beer is good at beer is good at a warm night home, says Stanislav Bushuev. How about Baltica number 9? Ooh.
Whoa. Oh, that's going to get you messed up.
Elysian Space Dust is excellent. New Belgian Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA is pretty good, both 9%. I'll pick the Space Dust every time. He says Elysian.
Oh, I think we talked. Yeah.
I think we talked about it a little bit earlier. Why does craft beer have to be a high percentage beer to be taken seriously?
That's a ridiculous statement. I mean, I don't know who's saying that. That's ridiculous.
Seems like we're getting that consensus from a couple of folks.
He didn't say that. He said he prefers a high ABV craft beer.
Oh.
But that reminded me of some other people that said it, that did say that a little bit earlier.
Oh, right, but he didn't say if it's not high ABV, it's not legitimate. He said he preferred it. Stanislav says
Yeah.
Elysian makes great beers. Oh yeah, I tried the Super Fuzz. That was the bomb. Eric Alliance fan says you're wrong. Mom is right. Get the Waterboy reference. Eric, you are not my. All right. William Walker says, cheers, guys. Where would you put Pete's Wicked Ale as an influential craft beer? Very,
Oh, yeah.
very high. Very high. Do y'all remember Pete's Wicked Ale? Do you
I
remember
remember my dad drinking that, yeah.
President Nixon? Daryl E says Sierra Nevada Celebration is #1 in my opinion. I do love that now. I do love that. Marco Di Napoli. Oh, you're from Naples, Marco? He says Anchor was bought out by Sapporo a few weeks ago. That's right. You're right. Interested to see what will happen to them. Well, I bet you'll see a bunch of Anchor rice.
Nothing will.
You'll see a bunch of Anchor rice beers. Yeah, I don't know that.
Hell no.
Hey, I like rice beers. Those were good comments. Hey, all good comments. I think this is the first time we ever had all good comments.
Not trash.
See what happens when you stay on the internet long enough? You start getting all good commentary. Well, let me say this about Busch. Not as savory as Boston Lager.
Oh.
But on the other hand, it's about $8.99 for a 12-pack. So what can I do? It has its place, and people do love it. Glad you're making all that noise. It does. It has its place if you like very tasteless and watery lager beers.
What beer you tasting? That Busch you just had?
Yeah, and it is so watery. Here's a word of advice. Do not follow Samuel Adams Boston Lager with Busch.
That's what should
Hey,
know.
My advice is, you know what my advice is? Who gives a rip?
Have any of you guys seen this yet? Has anybody seen this?
Pile
I heard
driver.
about
I've
it.
seen it.
I
I've
heard
seen the
about it.
pictures.
I heard about it.
I saw it in the store yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. So I picked up a few.
Keep your eyes open for Schlitz Brass Bull if you want to really explore the world of insipid flavored beers.
Well, this is actually not considered a flavored malt beverage. This is malt liquor with natural orange flavor added. That's what it says on the can.
It's a flavored malt beverage, and it is a can of sadness.
Oh.
Oh man.
Beer. Oh.
It is sadness in a can, and you say, now you telling me you're judging a beer by its can and label design. This is true. I do judge beers by some before I drink them. Like Colt 45 Blast. I judge them and I never drink them. Schlitz.
It's not even really beer.
Huh?
I said the blast isn't even really beer, is it?
It's a flavored malt beverage.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's like drinking grape juice with a little bit of booze in it.
No, it's like drinking beer with freaking flavor aid added to it. Excuse my language.
Sounds fun.
It's freaking euphemism for you know what. Look, and I haven't even started to drink. No, this is it. This is all I'm going to drink tonight. I drank this is literally all I drank today. People say, you old alcoholic, you drunk, you lush. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Today, besides a lot of coffee, I drank the Samuel Adams Boston Lager, this Busch beer, and a little bit of brandy, and that's it.
Okay.
It's the truth,
Let's see.
John. It's the truth, John. I know when to say when.
You're trying to eat my food.
John got his crew talking on his video. Hey, well, anyway,
Every day of his life.
I wish William Kepley was here tonight.
Everybody Loves Raymond episode, you know?
Yeah.
Sort of like what we get. Hey, look, let me say this to you. First thing, I don't know why I'm not seeing any Jean-Pierre videos lately, but I'm starting to get nervous. Secondly, like real nervous, like scared. Secondly,
They'll be coming soon. Go ahead.
John Sharon said months ago, I'm finished with this. He meant it because I ain't seen a John Sharon video since he got
We
married.
didn't scare you off, John Sharon. We know we didn't.
What?
I said we didn't try to scare you off. We know we didn't.
No, he can jump back on this. He can get back in the game immediately. In fact, secondly, I wish William Kepley was here because he was the one that conceived this whole concept. You like that? You like that? Conceived the concept?
Yeah.
But he rides that motorbike. I'm always worried. You always talk about he's jetting around on that motorbike. So motorbikes are scary to me.
He lives in North Carolina. What part of North Carolina again? Raleigh or by the shoreline? Hatteras and Kitty Hawk.
Oh no, in the Piedmont, Raleigh and Durham.
Okay.
Area,
Very nice. Love that area.
Charlotte type area. Well, anyway, Michael Jennings told me, he said, I can't really join these reviews because I have family commitments, like spending time with my family. I'm like saying, yeah, that's probably more important than talking about beer on a hangout.
Yeah.
Nah.
To me, it would be. Okay, well, anyway, for what it's worth, and I don't know if it's worth a whole lot, but for what it's worth, next week we've got sleeper beers. Beers that ought to be popular, but for whatever reason are not. And I have one in the fridge. I am so geared up for that. I wish I could do that hangout tonight because I want to drink it so bad. But anyway. Hey, maybe I won't drink too much on Saturday because I'm going to the Tulane game, and I do not drink beer at any football games because you know why?
That price.
Does Tulane sell beer?
Of course, and mixed drinks and wine.
Okay.
It's
No, because I don't want to pay
really
$9.
expensive at a.
Right, I don't want to pay $9 for one glass of beer. Sorry, don't do it.
Hey, is that game at the Superdome?
Ooh, LSU.
Okay. I know the Superdome got the LSU BYU game, which was moved from Houston to.
Right. No, Tulane has their own stadium now. You know that for 4 years now they've had their own stadium.
Oh, okay. That's right.
They're playing Grambling State, another famous team. Well, heck, Grambling might be as famous as Tulane, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody knows
Well,
Grambling.
some good games this weekend to start the season. I mean,
I'm so wound up. It's sad. It's really, I can't, I'm like getting cray-cray over it. So if you don't see me on any beer hangouts for like 6 months, you'll know why.
Oh,
Because I'm caught up in it. On the 13th of September, we have Milwaukee's Best Ice. The good guy is back. The good Milwaukee's Best Ice, not the evil one. Sean, you know you're going to make that little ride.
what's the beer again? Which beer I'm going to have to
I
ride
still
again?
didn't get the 6.9 here. I still haven't seen the 5.9. So
It's on.
Milwaukee's Best Ice.
It's on the way. Milwaukee's Best Ice.
I mean, if it's in Mississippi, I can make it, Moss Point, that part, I can, make a drive. It's only 20 minutes away, from here to Moss Point, Mississippi. So if it's out there, then I'll get Milwaukee's Best Ice.
I
I
think
have to look at. Go ahead.
you should have a locator tool you might be able to use. We'll work on that. We could talk about that
Okay.
privately. September 20th is Ice House, the good Ice House, not the bad one.
I
so
will
the
be there for
6.9,
that.
The 5.5, the
5.5.
good Ice House, not the bad
Yeah, the 6.9.
Oh,
one. John. Soon,
John,
soon.
John,
Soon and very soon, you're gonna get the
John.
good stuff. Soon and very soon, you're gonna.
Oh, Sierra Nevada Pale.
Oh, look, we still got the 6.9 here, right alongside the 5.5. They're like concurrently. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Same
They're
here.
trying to sell it off, right?
trying to get rid of it. Yeah. And then on the
Check
20th,
the dates. Check the date of that beer.
check the date. Oh, well, they had good dates.
Okay.
November
Which makes
7th.
me think they might not be discontinuing it
Miller said it's gone.
together.
Miller said it's gone. And
Ah,
Hey, one can hope, right?
the dates on the 18-ounce bottles I saw yesterday were November 17th.
I got an Ice House that's dated January, a 6.9.
Please don't tell me that.
he just did. Woo.
He don't need to see, like they said in Boys in the Hood. He don't need to be seeing that. September 27th, we have the 3-tier system. Yay or nay? Do you support the 3-tier system or oppose it? You know where I'm going to stand. But that, and then after that, I got nothing. It could be the that could be the end of Wednesday night. Now on Wednesday night, you can go out and do something pretty good. Go out and do something.
Oh,
I said could be. I didn't say would be.
It could be because with everything coming up and as the my schedule's about to get hit probably maybe second or third week of September, and then I'm gonna be just going nonstop from this point on work wise. We'll be going now until probably around Thanksgiving. So I'll try to do as many reviews as I can and do a lot of stuff and join some of you guys. But, by then that's going to be like our season.
Hey, look.
Really kind of make as much money as you can.
Hey, you know what? You heard that? Kill it, Eric.
huh? Who is echoing?
I have no echo, I don't think. If I did, I will lower the volume.
Do that.
I got the ceiling fan going out here in the den.
Look, the world survived the cancellation of Joni Loves Chachi, and the
Really?
world will survive no Wednesday night examinations. I'm almost certain.
Right.
I'm not saying
I'll
it's
host him.
I'm not saying it's over. Like that Starship song, it ain't over till it's over. But maybe we're in the Archie Bunker's Place stage.
Baseball playoffs. When the baseball playoffs start, we'll try to do as many reviews as we can and previewing before the playoffs start, the World Series.
Jay doesn't like that
I
idea.
do a little pregame,
Oh, our best hangout was election night 2016 hangout. And that was
Yeah, man, that was that was wild.
that was fun. And then y'all jumped over to Tanya Mikowski's channel, and they went on and on. I was asleep already. I said, "This thing is over anyway. I'm going to bed." But maybe we could do, and this is so silly to say it, a 2020 hangout election night. But you never know, right? All right, but so the cut and dry of it is we looked at the three Pioneer craft beers. They gave
Or two of them.
or two of them because nobody got Anchor Steam. How do you get it if you can't find it? So
Exactly.
we which is not a good sign. We looked at those. They're enjoyable. We like them. We're not unusually attached to them. We don't have any kind of great loyalty to them. But we drank them, I mean, I'm the kind of person, and I think y'all three are the same, but you can disagree if you want. I'd just like to drink all these different beers. I could do a different review every day. I wouldn't get tired of anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm drinking Busch, and you could take that as a joke. And in some ways, it is a joke, but with its flavorless factor. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get tired of it. Some people might, but I mean, I don't get tired of it. But I can see how some people would, you know. It's 21 years since I started drinking beer, and to me, it's like I just started. Like, this is the early stages. But other people, they get burned out of it pretty fast, you know. But anyway, any other comments?
Like I said about, you know, Sarah and Boston Lager and Anchor. I know Anchor doesn't get the much reach, but all three beers, in my opinion, are really excellent beers. And I think folks who stuck in, you know, drinking, you know, Bud and Budweiser and Yuengling, whatever, you know, try these beers and you'll see why people look to these beers, I guess, as a foundation to what we have right now currently in our world right now. But again, all three beers are just excellent, well made, well created beers, and just worth the buy.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Amen. I second that comment. Who could say it better than that? Any other comments?
Keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. We'll see you soon.
And watch Thomas Meadows' channel. John and Neely.
Yes.
Any last?
I'm sorry. What?
Any last keys?
Just no. I agree with what everybody's saying. You can't go wrong with any of these three beers. If you haven't tried one or all of them, give them a try. They're definitely, you know, iconic. And you know, just go with availability and price, I guess.
No argument there. Well, so anyway.
Well, where was everybody tonight? How come we had such a small panel, folks? Come on now. It's only Wednesday.
I just talked about that. I just said it. What did I just say? I said, for a lot of people, it's sort of like a match. You light a match and it goes like, whoosh. It's a real bright, right? But then what happens? It's out. And then it burns out, and you don't see no more match. But I mean, I don't care. You know, I'm not mad about that. That's how the thing works. Didn't I do a 10-year retrospective of beer reviews last year? And I talked about how some of these people started a channel and they were so hot for the channel, and they had all these big projects planned, and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And then they make a video and another video, and then sometimes a video and occasionally a video, and then no more videos. And I mean, that's how it goes. Like look at these comic books, right? Like, so like I remember back in high school and junior high, all these guys, they were so into comic books. Yay, 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 yay. But as time went on, what did you notice about the group? Yay, 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 down to me. And I'm it. I'm the only one doing it, right? So it's the way it goes. I mean, it's a fickle world, and no big deal. No big deal. In 20 years, I might still be drinking. I'm 49 years old now. In 20 years, I might be 69, drinking all these beers, and maybe I never talk to y'all in like 15 years, and I'd be like saying to myself, "Oh man, I wonder whatever happened to Eric." You know, I wonder whatever happened to Jean. But it could happen, right? I mean, I wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm so hurt," but it's the way it goes. It's not any kind of tragedy. Everybody's not hot for stuff forever. You know what I mean? And somebody, one of the guys that we hang out with said, you ought to do a 20-year retrospective like in 2026. I said, yeah. But what's going to be, what's going to happen in 2026? We can't predict the future. We can't make all these long-term. I could go to bed tonight and never wake up, be dead. You know, you say,
Don't talk like that.
Yeah, don't sound so morbid. Don't sound so morbid. Don't be so philosophical. Why you want to bring all these metaphysical ideas into the hangout? Well, I'm just saying, you know, because I'm kind of metaphysical. Well, you never know. All right, But so anyway, I think we've done enough talking about the three craft beers. I'm really excited, though. I gotta say, I'm excited about the sleeper beers.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I think I've got a pretty good one for that.
I'm doing this to be dramatic, but I'm really thinking that way. I got one in my fridge. I want to just talk about it so bad, but I got to wait 7 days. It's so sick. Everybody should. The beer I'm going to show you, you're probably thinking the same thing, John and Neely. The beer I'm going to show you next week. Everybody should be drinking. Everybody should be drinking this beer. Everybody should be excited about this beer.
Yeah.
You're probably thinking the same way, right? Everybody should be excited about this beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, we might even have the same beer. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, talking about metaphysics, that would be very strange, you know. That would be Hey, no, that would be coincidental. Let's see. Let's see what the comments are, and then we're going to shut it down. And they got some people doing a beer 101 up in the Dominion of Canada, and you can watch that. They're going to talk about Moosehead Lager.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. I like Moosehead.
Yeah, it's good.
Moosehead Lager, Mega Dittos, Rush. Okay. Eric Alliance fan says, what is the beer that you wish would make a resurgence? How about Schaefer in my area where I could buy it?
Schlitz in my area. We had it here in the Mobile region for whatever reason, just bounced and left, and I don't know why.
Heffenrepper private stock.
Oh yeah, Heffenrepper. How about Budweiser Bock or Schaefer?
Never heard of it.
Schaefer Pale.
Red Dog.
Red Dog. Yes, I would agree, Eric. Yes, Red Dog.
It's still around though, but it's slowly going away. It seems.
How about Pete's Wicked Ale? Now.
Yeah.
Oh.
JMH said, would you rather pay $10 for a 6-pack of craft or 12-pack of PBR or similar? Well, I'd probably buy the 12-pack because with craft beer, I just buy one bottle and I drink it and I'm on the
if you can get the singles, that's if. Because back then, most stores were not doing singles. You know,
it depends on what
you had to buy the 6-pack. So
I think it really depends on what it is. Do you want a 6-pack of 5% or below craft beer, or like a 6 or 7% craft beer, or do you want a 6-pack of Imperial Stout as compared to a 12-pack of PBR? It depends what kind of craft beer you're drinking. They're all different.
I like buying the variety packs like that beer camp of the world. I got 12 different beers, and I mean that was a good deal. It was only $2.
I still think that variety pack was kind of lackluster, if you ask me.
Oh, I thought it was excellent. I've actually still got one left.
I checked out the barley wine.
I liked it. I didn't adore it. Oh yeah, you were. I really took issue with what you said about that barley wine.
I hated that barley wine. It was gross.
Because you.
Oh, I liked it.
Because
That's great.
Because you hate the good life. Eric Alliance fan says, "Hey, there is one for Malt Liquor Monday. Drinking a Bridgeport Multi-Ball IPA 8.2 87 IBU. That sounds awesome, but I've never had it, and I'll probably never get it."
That was good.
JMH says, I've seen tons of 6.9% cans on the street. Ban malt liquor here, not ice. You know, it's gonna be, it'll probably be 9 months before they get rid of the 6.9. They probably produced so much they thought it was going to be popular. Now, JMH says Sierra Nevada is better than Blue Moon, and Blue Moon is better than Samuel Adams. Oh, man, I bet
what the hell? No.
I bet you
No.
that person's off their rocker.
I bet you just noticed that your Facebook friend count dropped by 20 people by me.
Well, you know, that's another thing to bring up is these pseudo craft beers versus macros versus craft beer. Which one would you prefer?
That would be an awesome topic. That's an awesome topic. Keep that in mind. Write that down.
How about Who Garden versus Blue Moon? There you go.
Market Zero is making kind of an indifferent Face Plus Avery. Bart Robinson says, "Hey fellas, please keep up the Wednesday night discussions. I always look forward to them." It could happen.
So do I. I look forward to Wednesday nights, particularly the crappy week I had, maybe Monday or Tuesday.
Jay's not here.
Yeah.
They can't make it.
I'm down, Eric.
Eric will always do it if I can't make it, and probably I can make it. JMH
Sure,
says,
we
you,
want you.
JMH says, I love you, Ron.
Aw. Touching tribute to Ron.
Stanislav says, I remember trying pumpkin ales was a favorite kind of beer when it was in the season. Uh-oh, kill it, Eric. Bart Robinson says, Schlitz or Schaefer Resurgence, hands down. I'll take Schaefer. Adam Kennedy says, singles are $3 at my local Giant Eagle. Any beer I want. $3, that's too high. Blake P says, there were only a few truly great beers in that variety pack. A few truly horrible, yeah, like the iced tea, and a few average ones.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but it was fun to try them, though, you know.
Yes, it was.
All right, folks, we're at the end. It's been almost an hour, but I'm going to give y'all a preview of what's coming up. Get ready for some awesomeness on video. Hold on.
More lager beers featuring Jay. No, I'm joking.
I take that as an insult.
I'll take one more beer, and that will be it for me for the night, and I'm going to bed early.
Long day tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, well, it's only about to hit 7:27 Central Time Zone, and probably going to hit the bed early. I didn't sleep well last night, and as you saw, Eric, my little post, you know, I was up at 3 in the morning, got a lot on my mind, and
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I read that post. I read that post. You said you were
It happens to all of us from time to time.
yeah.
Did y'all
So
join? Did y'all? I saw that Rajay did a long hangout last week on Thursday, like 3 hours. Did y'all join that?
I didn't.
I was at it.
I was there.
You were there. It went well.
Yeah.
Because I was at a meeting. I was at a Knights of Columbus meeting, and I never even watched the playback. I was too busy. But when football season starts, I'm gone. I mean, I'm watching the game. I'm sorry. Dixie Light, get ready.
Can't get Dixie Light in my area.
And I
Never
got
even seen Dick.
and I got regular Dixie, and I got Dixie Black and Voodoo. It's about to just look. Don't be jealous.
January Oktoberfest. Yes, I've
It's
seen
too early
that.
for that
Yeah,
crap.
I've seen that in stores.
Too
Don't-
early.
Yeah, I've had that. Good stuff.
Don't be jealous. Just look. And
I'm looking. It's too early.
it's August.
Last day of August tomorrow.
You know, you're sitting around the campfires in August, burning up. And then
Oh shit! Sorry.
don't be jealous. Just look at the label. Don't be jealous. Dark Night Malt Liquor.
I can't get it. I
Dark
go to
Night.
Pensacola, Pensacola. An hour away to go get that.
Is it Dark Knight though? I heard it stood for something else. Is that really? I heard that it.
Some people say it stands for decisive knowledge, but I don't know. I don't know.
I've seen several videos on it, and it's like it kicks you where you least expect it. So it actually stands for something else. Kicks you.
No, it says kicks
Yeah.
you where you most expect it.
Or yeah, kicks you where you most expect it.
In your brain.
The ball.
Yeah. Eric's got the idea.
Oh, well, look.
Ocean now.
I watched several videos, and they were all spelling it out, and they all said that it meant something other than Dark Knight. Let me
You know
just
what?
say, like,
Go watch your cable TV. Go
Oh.
watch Showtime. All right. Anyway, go watch your explicit comedy shows. Anyway, I'm going to go listen to Neil Young. Hey, anyway,
Sounds like a fun time.
well, don't let it bring you down. It's only castles burning. Hey, but anyway, we have exciting things coming up on Wednesday night if it continues. All right, everybody take care. Have a great weekend. We
Don't
hope
get
that-
flooded in Houston.
Oh, now that is not comical.
I'm not trying to be comical. Stay safe, everybody. We want you here next week. And so doesn't your family.
Yeah, that's like a nightmare. I mean, that's terrible. Okay, y'all take care, folks.